A report yesterday by the Blue-Green Alliance says that the Republican-led budget bill will destroy 2 million American jobs by dismantling clean energy and electric vehicle manufacturing incentives. This move threatens to reverse the enormous progress made under the Inflation Reduction Act and the bipartisan infrastructure law, which have spurred literally more than $100 billion in investments and job creation in the clean energy sector. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. Hey guys, I've got an EcoFlow Delta 2 right here and the Delta Pro, which is about 4 times bigger than this. I've used them over the past 2 months many times. I didn't think I would, but I've needed them. There's been electrical problems in the house. There's been massive storms here in Australia. They've been absolutely, for me, game-changing, life-saving. Up to 45% off sale. I'll put a link in the description, and I think that's on for the next 3 weeks. So click on that link. You can take advantage and get one of these batteries for a really good price. What was a manufacturing renaissance in the United States? Last year, we hadn't seen that kind of investment for decades. That is about to be lost. The IRA and related policies have catalyzed a resurgence in US manufacturing, attracting more than $210 billion in investments and creating 230,000 direct EV-related jobs. States like Nevada, New Mexico, and Georgia have seen enormous increases in their manufacturing workforces, with projections indicating growth of 23%, 12.5%, and 10.2% respectively. Other states, including Arizona, Kentucky, Michigan, South Carolina, Tennessee, and West Virginia, also experienced enormous boosts exceeding 5% in the manufacturing sectors. The potential impact of the Republican budget bill is profound. And I don't think people in the United States realize just how catastrophic this will be for US manufacturing. The proposed Republican bill aims to eliminate key manufacturing credits, posing an enormous risk to the clean energy sector. According to the Blue-Green Alliance, this will result in the loss of nearly 300,000 direct manufacturing jobs. Moreover, the ripple effects will endanger an additional 1 million indirect jobs in supply chains and 643,000 induced jobs in local economies, such as those in retail and services. You put all those numbers together, you're looking at a potential loss of nearly 2 million jobs. Jason Walsh, Executive Director of the Blue-Green Alliance, emphasized the enormous, profound gravity of the situation. These numbers make it even more clear. If this bill becomes law, workers are the ones who will pay the price. As this administration blusters about its support for American manufacturing, which is complete baloney, this bill tells an extremely different story, openly selling out workers to pay for a billionaire tax break. The rollback of clean energy incentives not only threatens millions of domestic jobs, but also risks ceding technological leadership to other nations, particularly China. And that's already happened, of course. China is literally 10 years ahead of the United States when it comes to clean technology, and that is really hurting American manufacturing. The US has been on a trajectory to become a global leader in EVs and clean energy manufacturing since the Biden administration's massive EV incentives, with enormous investments in battery production and related technologies. Everything was headed in the right direction, but that's about to change. Disrupting this momentum will have long-term consequences for the country's competitiveness in emerging industries. So how is this all going to play out? Well, the Blue-Green Alliance's report underscores the potential economic fallout of the Republican budget bill, highlighting the risk to millions of jobs and the broader clean energy economy. As the debate continues, stakeholders across the political spectrum need to consider the long-term implications of dismantling policies that have been instrumental in revitalizing American manufacturing and positioning the US as a potential leader in the global clean energy transition. Thanks to Trump, all of that could very well be lost. Thanks for watching. quite a few people have been saying, you know what, Tesla, Elon Musk, you should buy Rivian. You know, save Rivian. We all think Rivian's in trouble. A lot of Americans think Rivian will go bankrupt. And they think that Tesla, or at least Elon Musk himself, should purchase the company. Now, Tesla have responded to these comments. Here's what they said. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. We'd love to have you at the Sydney EV show, which is in, 3 weeks. I'll put a link in the description to get tickets cheap. Also, guys, if you want to, my solar system just created 142 kilowatts of energy yesterday, which is a record for me. It's enough to charge 2 Tesla Model Ys from 0 to 100%, which is crazy. But if you want to use the solar company that I use, they were great. I'll put a link in the description below. Now, Elon Musk has responded to calls for Tesla to buy Rivian. These are not new calls, by the way. That people have been saying to Tesla, to Elon for a long time now, buy Rivian. I should point out, though, Elon Musk did say he thought Rivian are in trouble quite a while ago, and he thought Rivian was making decisions that weren't wise. He thinks that Rivian is kind of scattering their money around too much. They need to focus on one central location, focus on efficiency, focus on a couple of core metrics, to a small number of vehicles, kind of like Tesla does with the Model Y and the Model 3. Recently, though, he heard that the Volkswagen Group invested $5 billion into Rivian. And I mean, he and everyone else was curious. They said, Musk said, where's the Volkswagen Group getting the money from? Because obviously the Volkswagen Group has $200 billion of debt. Their sales are falling, particularly in China. And it doesn't make sense in his mind, which I get. The reason it doesn't make sense is outlined just in a minute. Now, Musk has responded to some of these calls, and I think he's probably gotten a lot of them, hundreds of people asking him this question. So he's finally gone, okay, I'll respond. Musk was actually in Philadelphia on Friday night for an event for the presidential election. Guys, I've got to reiterate, I'm not really into this stuff. I'm not into the election. People have been asking me to do a video about, why Trump would be bad for EVs and why Harris would be good. I think they're both bad. Now, don't get me wrong. I think, one is marginally better than the other. I think, obviously the Democrats, there has been during their period of them being in power, there's been an unprecedented investment in electric cars, in batteries. They're unprecedented. Statistically, you can't argue with that. In an interview that I was involved in, someone said that wasn't the case. It is actually true. It's true that there's been there's been more invested in the US into EVs and into renewable energy than there has been in China in the last 2 years.